I'm Donal McIntyre. I'm a BBC reporter, but for the last year I've been working as a photographer, travelling between the fashion capitals of London, Paris and Milan. But I've been using two cameras, one to take pictures on the catwalk and a secret camera to film off it. Products, the fashion world uses a constant supply of teenage models, and British girls are among the most popular. Today, there are more agencies than ever before searching for the next supermodel and the huge profits that follow. But what those girls and their parents don't know is that fashion can be a dangerous business.
They are playing with young lives here. I would say the fashion industry almost destroyed my daughter.
Twice a year, the fashion world comes to Britain. Everyone is here. The agencies, the designers, the models. Despite its high public profile, it remains a closed world to people like you and me. And although London Fashion Week is relatively trouble-free, the industry is still governed by what amounts to a code of silence. Speaking out is not a good career move for a young model. The photographer's cover is flimsy, but it's all I've got. Now I need a way into the industry. The only losers are the models. But despite that threat to the girls, many of the PRs are still employed by model agencies as drivers and chaperones. I've got just 2 days to gain their trust. Rebecca Howard was 17 when she entered the Look of the Year modelling competition in 1994. It's the biggest model contest in the world, and it's run by the biggest agency in the world, Elite. Rebecca won, and like most young models, she had to go to Milan to start her career. There's much more work there, and it's a chance for girls to build up their portfolio of pictures, what they call their book.
There are so many girls in Milan because it's normally the first place that you go to make your book. The agencies know that Milan isn't especially a great place for you, but good for your book. And this is what you need. You need to go to Milan. You need Milan editorial.
So Milan isn't good for you personally as a person, and it's dangerous.
I believe it's not. I think it is really a dangerous place.
And the reason Milan is dangerous? The PRs.
The PRs find out who's new in town and they get the girls together, they take them to the clubs, anything you want. If you want to drink, eat, drugs, you name it, they've got it. It was sickening because the younger girls, they were naive, extremely innocent, extremely beautiful, and they were just being absorbed by all of this. It really is another world in Milan. It's nothing like anywhere I've seen.
It's time for me to meet the PRs, Diego and Oliver. The cover story is simple. My name is Mac. I've just jetted in from the States working for a fictitious new magazine called Polka Dot. I think it sounds ridiculous, but I'm told by people who know the industry that it will work. We'll see. I hear the PRs are going to the Alexander McQueen show tonight. I'm there as well, and I've got hold of 2 spare backstage passes for them. I wait and wait, and then pick my moment. They can't resist. We go into the show together. Now the real work begins. I stare at the clothes in disbelief, but the reason I'm here is to make them believe in me. The epicenter of London Fashion Week is the Metropolitan Hotel in Park Lane. I have a room there, but it's a bit special. We've rigged it with cameras. I'm meeting Diego for a chat, and I'm about to get a glimpse of life as a PR. So what does a PR do? I've never heard. I mean, they don't have PRs here.
It's not just about like having a lot of women. It's just if you're able to use your fucking the right way, more popularity you get, more the club pays for you. It's like, oh, we should...
I laugh to make Diego think I'm one of the boys. I have to look unshockable, and there's worse to come. He tells me about a PR competition for having sex with young models.
If you just like French kiss, it's 1 point. If you fuck her with your friend, it's 10 points. If you fuck her and their friend, if she's a model, you got 20 points.
The models can be as young as 14 and 15, and scoring points often means scoring drugs first.
Me and 7 girls go up to the room and they go like, you know anyone that we can buy drugs from? 10 minutes, arrives like 2 leaders, one with acid in pot and another one with coke. They start making like collecting.
Diego tells me he knows people in most of the model agencies who help him to do his job. In fact, one Italian agency even employs him to drive and escort their models. Young models and their parents aren't told about this side of fashion. This is Premier Models in London. Like other agencies, Premier is under constant pressure to find the next face. The more money a girl earns, the more money Premier earns. It employs people solely to scout those young girls. And they'll go anywhere. Schools and shops are prime hunting grounds for agencies, but I've no idea just how young the girls can be. Today, a 12-year-old has been scouted while out shopping. She's sent for test shots with a photographer. After the shoot, he's furious with the agency.
She looked scared of this. She really did. She's 12 years old. It's just, I've got no vision for someone that's 12 years old. I can't see it. I'm dubious about scouting girls that early.
But the industry is using younger and younger girls. In Premier, they're aware of the double standards, but the client gets what the client wants.
Yeah, they say they're going to do girls, but then they turn around and go, well, you know, but we'll use them. It's a great proposal.
And Milan is considered a necessary evil in the business of making models and making money.
I mean, unless you're very strong in this business, you can't survive that
Until a year ago, Premier was part of the elite network. There is now no connection between the companies or any of the staff. But in 1994, the company, Elite Premier, was supposed to look after Rebecca Howard after she won the elite competition. Her mother now feels betrayed by the agency. She says they promised to protect her daughter, but they didn't tell her about Milan and the sleazy world that was waiting for Rebecca.
I was told that she would be chaperoned. I don't recall Becky once saying she had a chaperone. There was someone who took them to this nightclub. Whether he was a chaperone, I don't know. I've no idea.
Of course, that was a PR. He was supplying Rebecca with drugs and her career was suffering. Her mother persuaded her to leave Milan, but Rebecca came back clinically depressed and had to be prescribed Prozac. Her mother blames the agency for her daughter's ordeal.
Elite sent out my daughter, 17-year-old daughter, vivacious daughter. She thought it would be a kind of a fairy tale, you know, going prancing down the catwalk and having all these beautiful clothes on. And she just came back 5 months later, a total wreck. And I mean that, a wreck.
Now Diego, the PR, has invited me to Milan to see his side of fashion. My cover seems to be working. Just as well. I'm about to try it on fashion's biggest stage. Models sent to Milan are housed in residencies. This is where many of the elite models stay, where Rebecca Howard stayed. Friends. The links between the agencies and the PRs are so strong that the girls are reluctant to speak out, even if they're not happy.
You can go talk to somebody, you know, getting paid to take you there. But bookers and clients and stylists and makeup artists are at the same club, too.
Later, the girls are taken to dinner. Everything is free. But as this young girl finds out, there's a hidden cost.
Why did they argue with me if I say I need to go home and need to go home? I'm not fighting with you. You're fighting with me because I need to go home and you won't let me.
The girl is taken off to the club. The PR doesn't want her to leave because to him, she's profit. He's paid by the club according to the number of models he brings. More models equals more money. Those teenage girls are easy prey for PRs like Diego. Tonight, he's arranged to take me on a tour of Milan's nightclubs. I have to get close, but all the equipment means I can't get too close.
I am feeling good, ready for the night. Out in Milan. The problem is, most of this filming is done in nightclubs, and everybody's banging against you. Could easily bump into and discover your secret camera equipment, so you've got to protect yourself. At the same time, the Italians are very tactile and huggy. So again, you've got to make sure that when they hug you, they don't hug your secret camera equipment. Sorry.
Diego takes me to Hollywood nightclubs, one of Milan's most notorious PRs. The girls with them are all aged between 14 and 16. Later, one of his colleagues tells me they're fighting over the young girl I was just introduced to.
It's for me, for him, 1 month, and she doesn't do nothing. Me 1 day, and I did what I wanted. Probably I'm gonna fuck her even tonight.
The place is filled with predatory men. This man boasts about a 15-year-old he had sex with.
We like the one that go with the young girl. How you call it? You go with the baby. We call pedophilia. Pedophilia. Pedophile. Yeah, I felt like that. You felt like that. But she was 15.
I've had a glimpse of the sleazy side of Milan fashion, but I'm still a long way from the inner circle.
It's Matt calling. Is Luca about?
So I spend the next few weeks really getting to know these PRs.
What time do you want to meet up tonight?
They have to trust me. Think I'm one of them.
I'm in town, and we must meet up.
During this exhausting merry-go-round, I can't help wondering how these PRs keep going. But I soon find out. Lino, the manager of the PRs at Shocking, turns up at the hotel unexpectedly. He wants to take me out, but first he wants to go up to my room.
I know you're going to try the egg we find. You're going to love it.
I know that fashion is awash with cocaine, but this is still a surprise. Whatever happens, I can't take any.
I tell you why. No, because I had a blast last night. I'm just coming down, but I tell you... No, I tell you what, I tell you. No, I tell you.
I want to do it with you.
I know, man. I can't take... I've had such a bad come down. Shut up.
I'm not prepared, and I'm panicking.
$2 grand.
Let's go do it. I give you What doing?
Do you want to do...
It's over. It's the last egg.
This is not how I'm supposed to behave. Now I have the problem of what to do with his cocaine.
You either give it to the police, or you destroy it. This is one way of destroying it.
But I have to keep up the day job. Today it's Armani, but frankly I'm too tired to care. The only reason I'm here is that Diego has turned up with a young model he's driving for an Italian agency. It's his perfect job, offering 24-hour access to girls.
It's not a great location, is it? It's too small. See? Too small.
In this show, I'm busy looking and sounding the part.
Madness. War.
the young British models who are sent to Milan remain the legal responsibility of the British agency. And yet PRs like Diego are only able to exploit the young girls because the agencies failed to stop them. I need to find out what's going wrong. I start with the Paolo Tomai model agency. It has strong ties with its British counterparts, and the owner tells me British girls are in vogue.
English. Are the English girls very popular at the moment? English and British girls very popular?
English.
How old is she? Don't know.
The oldest 15, 16, 17.
15.
But as one of Paolo's employees says, those girls shouldn't expect a personal touch.
We tend to consider girls now like not human, you know. Sometimes I find myself treating them like, you know, goods to sell.
They use them to throw away. Disposable model. Is it disposable model next? So, 2 season, 3 season disposable model.
Meanwhile, the young models are exposed to constant risks.
When they're young, they start drinking, smoking, using drugs. Well, you know, we have like 13, 14-year-old girls, and sometimes we don't know what they do at night.
Later, Paolo Tomai told me it did its best to control and talk to the girls, and that although drugs and alcohol are a problem in Milan fashion, it's no worse than anywhere else. But the PRs are unique to Milan. Slowly, Diego is letting his guard down. I've just found out he's a keen photographer. I'm terrified he'll see cracks in my cover.
You went to Moschino this morning?
8:30, 9 o'clock. I was backstage.
Shooting?
Can't you see? But you know who I was photographing there? The cleaner. And that's what I'm doing. Photographing the cleaner around these models.
At last, I'm sounding like a fashion photographer.
I just think, you know, I quite like looking at the people who are ironing the clothes.
Diego seems to believe in me, but so far in my time in Milan, I've only seen young girls made available to others. I've still no real idea how it happens, how it's organized. Diego tells me if I go too shocking, he'll do something that will really impress me. I have to go. It's the only way I'll see how he really works. In the club, Diego is in his element. I have a sinking feeling about the evening ahead. As usual, the club is filled with PRs and young girls.
You're over here by yourself. You're over here by yourself and you're 14. It's incredible, yeah.
While Diego is away taking care of business, I meet a young elite model who tells me about the services the PRs offer. Also in town is a man who is one of the most sensitive jobs in the elite agency. His name is Daniele Bianco. He's a friend of Diego and an ex-PR. Daniele is now considered a cut above the PRs, and if I'm going to get to the heart of the industry, he's the kind of man I have to get to know. I arranged to take his picture for Polka Dot. Diego returns. He looks pleased with himself. I can sense something is about to happen. Suddenly, 3 young girls no older than school age are brought over to my table. It's clear they're meant as a present to me. Normally, I would have to pay for this access. Although I half expected it, it's still a shock. The girls look nervous, but the PRs expect me to take at least one of them home with me. That's the deal. That's how Milan works. Not for the first or last time, I feign sickness and escape.
It's been a long night in shopping, nightclub, PRs, promised me some young girls, some young models, and they delivered. And certainly I was fully expected to be going home with one.
Model agencies promise parents that their daughters will be protected by the chaperone system. But sometimes it's the chaperones the girls need protection from. Today, I'm taking Daniele Bianco's photograph. I'm meeting him in the Elite office. Elite is the world's largest and best-known model agency, and Daniele has one of its most trusted jobs. He's a live-in chaperone for some of Elite's youngest and most vulnerable models.
How are you?
Good, very well, very well. How are you?
Parents handing over their teenage daughters to Elite may be handing over their trust to Daniele, an ex-PR. We go up to the flat that he shares with the young models. Today, it's empty, but Daniele wants to show off his past residents, who he calls his babies.
So listen, how do you get to know all these kids? I mean, presumably they,
I think about it, agencies bringing like now almost 100 girls every month. So if you calculate it, it's like 1,200 a year. Calculate for 10 years of working for the agency, so it's almost like 12,000 girls I meet in my career.
Daniele freely admits to using some of the young Elite girls in his care for his own ends.
Some girls stay here because of you. They fall in love, and maybe you fall in love too. That happened to me so many times. It's like if you like somebody, she likes you, and you live in the same place, it's very easy to connect the two things together.
You know. Okay. Okay. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Okay. That's a nice stance there. Nice stance there. Okay. Good. Good.
Daniele proudly shows off his tattoos and boasts about the number of models he's had sex with.
I reckon there's 325 in 10 years.
And is that 325 models?
325.
And are you just counting models there? Because that's what people do in Milan. They just count the amount of models.
Like, I used to have all the composites.
What's that?
Concard. Like whether they have like the promotion, they have the girl for the agency, and the agency I have one every time I fuck.
Oh, with their model cards.
Yeah,
you have, this is the girl, this is the girl, this is the girl.
And it was like the date and the years. And
once a PR, always a PR. I have to keep reminding myself that this man is supposed to be a chaperone for these young girls, and that he's employed by an agency like Elite, an agency that prides itself on being the most prestigious in the world. But that photo session with Daniele proves very useful for my own fashion career. Using one of his photographs, I mock up a front page of our fictitious magazine. He becomes Polka Dot's first cover star. The magazine is my badge of credibility. And then I get a call that changes the whole investigation. It's from my colleague Lisa, who's working with me in Milan. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and she's at an Elite dinner. With her is Gerald Marie, the man on the left. He's the European president of Elite and one of the most powerful men in the industry. Marie is based in Paris and is considered part of fashion royalty. He assumes Lisa is just another model working in Fashion Week, and he wants her to go to a local brothel with the Elite party. I promise Lisa I'll meet her there. I'm about to move into fashion's top division. In the brothel, Gerald and his Elite colleagues have several prostitutes at the table. I'm trying to give the impression I feel quite at home in a high-class brothel. Then Gerald notices me.
Hey, Alex. I didn't get your name. Max. Max. How do you feel?
Hi, Linda.
Hi. Well, I'm very well.
Despite being surrounded by girls he's paying for, Gerald has a proposal for Lisa. Gerald assumes he can buy Lisa for the night. The price, 1 million lira, about £350. Her refusal only spurs him on.
Just you and I alone. I know we're going to have a great time, and we're going to feel great, and we're very happy to be together, and we come together. The problem is that you're stuck, you're stiff.
Gerald is used to getting what he wants. The situation gets more and more uncomfortable. I arrange to meet with him again soon, and Lisa and I leave. Now I need to find out if Gerald Marie displays the same attitude to his young elite models. I find out which hotel he's staying at and move in. It increases the chances of bumping into him.
This is at Principe Savoy, and it's in Milan, and this is where the great and the good of the fashion world converge during Milan Fashion Week, and it includes many from elite, and that's why I'm here.
I hear that Gerald Marie is heading off to Paris. I bump into him in the hotel lobby as he's leaving.
So we meet in Paris. Okay.
I say I'll see him in Paris, more in hope than expectation. People tell me he's both extremely powerful and extremely guarded. I may not see him again. The fashion circus moves on to Paris, and I move with it. It's another chance to meet Gerald Marie, another step on my slow climb to the top of fashion. I attend all the right shows and all the right parties, but my photography, even when it's Naomi Campbell, doesn't improve one bit. While I'm there, I meet up with Diego, the PR. He's with his latest English girlfriend, Carolyn Park. Carolyn started modelling when she was 16. Now she's among Britain's most successful, appearing in the top shows and magazines. But Carolyn has a serious problem. In her 5 years in fashion, she's gone from having an occasional heroin habit to being a cocaine addict. Now she's with the wrong man.
I was always on college. I went on college since I was like 15.
Yeah.
So it was all alright. But then my best friend nearly died, so I decided like it was really shit.
Is she a model?
Yeah.
She died of heroin, did she?
Yeah.
The talk is all about drugs. Carolyn doesn't seem to mind who hears about her habit. She tells me that one of the reasons she takes cocaine is to keep her weight down.
1 minute it's like today I'll be like fucking around with these girls so do too many.
Yeah.
And then when I start to go clean again after like 2 days, I feel so weird because my body's never clean up properly. I start eating and like, I want to get healthy, but then I freak out about that. So I start having to drugs again. With what I do and how much I fucking travel and how unstable it is, there's no fucking way you can come off drugs. You need 6 months of pure fucking detox and tranquility to come off drugs. You can't do it in a month that I've got COVID.
And Carolyn knows firsthand the damage fashion can do to a teenage girl.
Yeah, I think it's sad when these 15-year-olds get to the business and their mothers think it's going to be fine because they're with this, you lose your childhood. I lost my childhood at an early age because I started when I was 16.
We go to a fashion party in a nightclub. I watch Carolyn and Diego openly snort cocaine, and I can't help thinking that the last person Carolyn needs as a boyfriend is a PR.
This is me on 2 grams of heroin when I'm 12 and 3.
The next morning, I see the other Carolyn Park, the public face, unrecognizable from the night before. On the catwalk, she's a model of poise and grace. Off it, she's simply another victim of the fashion system. Only after the show do I find out how much fashion is to blame for her addiction.
I've been in the company of Carolyn and Diego the last couple of days in Paris, and Carolyn had already told me about her previous problems with smack or heroin and her prodigious problems at the moment with cocaine, a pretty big and expensive habit. But today, she told me just who is supplying her with cocaine at the moment. And it's her booker and her very own model agency.
I find it hard to believe that the very person who's supposed to promote Carolyn's career would sell her the drugs. So I check it out for myself. I turn up at her agency, Marilyn, meet the booker, Philippa de Cunha-Ray, and tell her that I'm a friend of Carolyn's. Over coffee, she tells me she deals cocaine to Carolyn for her own good.
Just so you know, I will give to her because I know exactly how much, and it's just, it's enough.
She says it like it's the most natural thing in the world. I know she's charging Carolyn more than its street value. Publicly, she's telling her to quit. Privately, she's supplying her for a healthy profit. In the agency, I ask to buy a gram of cocaine. She writes down the price, and although there's nothing to suggest that the agency knows what she's doing, she gets it from her desk in the office. I give her the cash, she gives me the drugs. It's that simple.
Bonjour. There she goes.
No wonder Carolyn is in such a mess. What chance does she have caught between a PR boyfriend and a drug-dealing booker? It's the Vivienne Westwood show. I hear that Gerald Marie is going to be there. So I go along, hoping that he'll see me working. It's all good for my credibility. It's a relief to be at a show that uses women, not girls. My hard work goes to waste, though. Gerald Marie is not here. But to my surprise, he does agree to meet for lunch. It's slowly dawning on me just how powerful he is. I now know he's Elite's #2 in the world, and that the agency's annual turnover of $100 million makes it the world's richest. But he's still a bit of a mystery.
No, what do you have in stock, Gerard?
I have like this is of octopus.
Gerald seems to have only one train of thought, and as he says himself, he's in the right industry. He then tells me about the worldwide modeling competition run by Elite. Typically, the contestants are 14 to 17 years old.
Like you see what we do in Nizza in September, the contest, Elite Model Look contest. 4 kids. 3 weeks on the same spot, rehearsing and stuff like that. I contact. It's like such fun at the press journey. Of course, sometimes you can be in front of running, but you go out. You have something special. And if she calls you that and she feels all sorts of things, then of course, there's going to be a monk and say, oh, I don't want to. It's like a baker who doesn't eat the cake. It's going to be stupid.
I can't work Gerald out. He seems to be saying, I know the dangers if the press found out, but I can't resist temptation. In a few weeks, the Elite Model Look competition will be underway, and I'm hoping to be there to get to know more about Gerald Marie. But my chance comes sooner than expected. Out of the blue, Gerald invites me to Moscow to take pictures of the Russian heat of the Elite Model Look contest. The contest is the biggest of its kind in the world, involving 60 countries and 350,000 girls, most of whom are under 17. Security will be tight, guns will be everywhere. Filming in Moscow presents new challenges. Just to get into the country, we have to disguise the covert equipment as tourist gear. We then assemble it in the safety of the hotel room. It's a painstaking job.
Make sure this isn't getting in the way.
No, it's fine.
I meet Gerald that night at a casino. I don't think he notices, but I'm extremely jumpy, terrified that I might be searched at any moment.
My first night in Moscow, here we are, you know, the beautiful light outdoor casino. Kalashnikovs everywhere, you know.
With Gerald are several senior elite executives. Among them, Xavier Moreau, president of the Elite Model Look Contest on the far left, and in the middle, Olivier Daube, director of recruitment at Elite New York. It's a high-powered delegation. And they're treated like visiting royalty, traveling everywhere in black Lincolns with armed guards. I travel with them. It doesn't feel like it, but it's probably the safest place to be. I find out that the event is already touched by scandal. The Russian organizers, Red Star, are facing newspaper allegations that they're a front for a high-class brothel. They deny it, and the contest goes on.
Like that, you have a tea.
Gerald leaves Xavier and Olivier to take me out. Over dinner, Xavier boasts about how he was given a young girl as corporate hospitality while on elite business.
Parking, it was a limousine waiting for me, like the American limousine, the French. And inside was a girl called Lolita. A blonde girl. Her name was Lolita.
And what she is?
Young girl. And 17. Blonde, very mignon, with a little dress short, as you know, like a V, like that, like a baby girl.
They talk about their experiences of the elite contest in Africa. Xavier displays a casual racism that I've witnessed throughout the industry.
It will be a great country if they were all white. Yeah, I don't like black girls. No. I'm not too keen on them too.
I've ordered me a coffee.
What they're conveniently forgetting is that one of Elite's most successful models is Naomi Campbell. The hypocrisy means nothing as long as she's making them money. It's the day of the first heat. Hundreds of young girls are expected. Over breakfast, Gerald and Xavier remind me that this is the world's biggest model contest.
Maxi, when we arrive in front of the building, I hope I will have the picture of the
all over the world. It's nearly 100 degrees and the girls, some just 14, are herded into a stuffy holding area to wait their turn. Inside, they are asked to parade up and down in front of Gerald and the other judges. Then, without warning, I could disappear, but Gerald is relishing every minute. I'm taken to a nearby club where Olivier tells me what he thinks of the elite competition.
The same thing with hookers and with contestants, you know?
So the contestants are the same as hookers?
Yeah, we are pimps.
Yeah, and you're pimps.
Sure, you know that.
Yeah, sure.
And Olivier sees no problem with having sex with young models.
The girl you go play, she's a mom, an agent, she knows something, she's talking to you, and you fly in a plane, and after you are talking to her, to the shoulder, at the airport, she takes your hand, you take her home, and you fuck her. The girl is 16. It's fantastic. The girl is...
Another night, and I go with the elite group to a lap dancing bar. My growing suspicions about Gerald and his personal plans for the elite competition are about to be confirmed. He hopes to take advantage of the young girls who reach the final in Nice. Everything is planned. He's going to hire a luxury boat for the purpose, and he invites me to join in the fun.
In Nice, I come with a big boat. We just get off the boat to go and look at the girls, we eat some naan, and you, I always have a couple of friends in there, you know, the girls, they bring them. Then we are discreet, no paparazzi, for them the only problem
There's no
is
parents,
paparazzi.
right? There's no parents.
No.
No parents in the boat or chaperones?
No. Well, chaperones, we pay them, so.
But chaperones for what?
We pay the chaperones.
Oh, we'll pay the chaperones, it's fine, so they keep quiet.
The organization pays the chaperones.
Oh, fine. There'll be no comeback, will there? Nothing.
11:30.
11:30. I'll see you for 11:30. Va bene.
Tomorrow is the final, so the partying stops early. 3 a.m. The next night, I watch as Gerald announces the Russian winners. He looks every inch the fashion executive. The winner is 15. In all, 64 girls are heading to Nice for the final. 64 sets of parents are trusting Elite, the world's biggest model agency. But none of them know that Gerald Marie, the man they're placing their trust in, has his own plans. And in the past, Gerald has been protected by silence from the models. They won't talk as long as their careers depend on the fashion industry. Finding out more about Gerald is not easy. Very few people are willing to talk about him. But in Los Angeles, there's a former model who's willing to talk about her experiences with him. Christine Davy was 15 when she was sent to Paris in the early 80s. She'd only been at Gerald's first model agency, Paris Planning, for 2 weeks when he singled her out.
It was like his pet project. No one made a booking for me without it going through Gerald. He held my career in the palm of his hand, and I always felt that. At times, it was a little frightening, you know, to know that, you know, maybe if I were to walk away, I would never work again.
But Gerald's interest wasn't solely professional. As Christine's career took off, he moved her into his apartment. At 15, she became his girlfriend.
I don't think he'd ever looked at someone and said, oh, she's 14 or 15. I can't do that. I don't think that his mind functions that way. I was extremely vulnerable, you know, a frightened little girl. And the fact that I was 15 is shocking. But when I look back now, I mean, I really think it makes me angry. It makes me really frustrated that there's really nothing I can do about it.
No one ever challenged Gerald about his relationship with Christine. She believes they didn't even question it.
I don't think anybody thought for a second if it was appropriate or inappropriate or... And that's really funny because any normal person would stop and say, gosh, the age difference is really, it's big and it's, you know, she's vulnerable and maybe that's not right. But I don't think that business at that time, anybody dared say anything if they thought it was wrong.
That view is shared by Kate Hatch, an English model who was in Paris at the same time as Christine. Kate was 17 when she became friends with both Christine and Gerald. She could only watch as the relationship developed between them. Now she's in no doubt about why it didn't jeopardize Gerald's career.
He's clearly fantastically powerful because nobody wants to talk about it. And now he works for Elite, so he's got bigger and bigger and bigger. Quite sinister, actually, that nobody will talk about it.
But why? Is there a sense...
They're all involved in the business. It's biting the hand that feeds you. Nobody wants to think about that. That goes on, but, you know, there's also a business side to it, and you don't want to get embroiled in a sort of, you know, a discussion of the seamy side, because there's a lot of money at stake, and everybody's got a lot of money at stake, and if, you know, there are a few characters within this business, lots of characters within this business who are behaving fantastically badly and abusing their positions in terms of young girls. Well, you know, if you're also in this business and trying to make money, and you may not be behaving badly, but you don't want to bring the business into disrepute, do you? Because that's actually not going to do your business any good. People are suddenly going to start asking more questions. Mothers will be less happy to let their 14-and-a-half-year-old, 15-year-old girls go off to Paris.
It's that code of silence that has protected Gerald so far. The Elite Model Look contest arrives in London. There are 8 British girls vying for a place in the final. Half of them are 14. Gerald Marie isn't there, but Xavier Moreau is. The competition is finally won by a 14-year-old from Birmingham. Next stop for her is the final in Nice. This is it, the elite model look contest, the biggest, most prestigious of its kind. The whole of the elite network is in Nice preparing for the final. Gerald Marie is there for several days before the contest itself. He's accompanied by both Xavier and Olivier. With them are more than 60 young girls from all over the world. Before I arrive, I speak to Gerald on the phone. Everything is going to plan.
The final is 64 girls, and then starting the 12 in the morning, we keep the 15 best ones.
Yeah.
To do pictures for this, for that. All the guests and everybody leaves. We just stay, a few of us, with only the 15.
I land knowing this is going to be a tricky situation for me. I have to get evidence that Gerald means what he says, but I have to blow the whistle and blow my cover before it goes too far. Looking out over the venue for the final, I see the first clue that Gerald may be serious.
I've just arrived in Nice, and one of the very first things I've seen is Gerald Marie's boat just there parked opposite the elite podium where the competition is going to take place later on today. Now, I've been invited onto that boat, so I expect some of the young contestants long after the chaperones and parents have gone.
Gerald and the young models are down on the beach. Their average age is 15. The youngest girl in the contest is 13. On the beach, I watch as they're asked to perform for the camera. The photographer tells them to show off what he calls their beautiful bodies. Of the 64 who'll start the final, only 15 will stay on as winners. It's those girls that Gerald has his eye on. Ready savouring the prospect. The final itself is packed with the world's press and television. Everyone is there, including John Casablancas, the founder of the company and the competition.
Today they're brand new kids, and they are the elite of tomorrow as far as we're concerned.
Yet again, Gerald is on the judging panel.
Friend and President of Elite Europe, Gerald Marie.
And I'm there, waiting, watching, and wondering whether I'll have to step in. Gerald's helping to select the 15 girls that will be left behind after everyone else has gone away. His perfect job. The result of the contest is due later. I find out that Gerald is having some problems. The boat, which belongs to a friend of his, is being called away. And the chaperones are unexpectedly getting between him and the young girls.
Yesterday, they were all at dinner yesterday. But the chaperone was still there.
He's dejected at this turn of events. I feel relieved. The girls gather for the results. It's an emotional moment when they're read out. The overall winner is 14. Gerald watches on. Later, I hear a conversation he's having with another elite representative.
Gerald's suggesting he'll have an easier time when the girls are modeling alone in the big cities. This trip may not be going according to plan. But when the competition is over, it'll be business as usual. I leave Nice the next day, knowing that despite his plans, Gerald has been frustrated. At the same time, I leave the fashion business. My journey started at the very bottom of the industry, but ended at the very top. What I saw may not have been illegal, but many of the men I met across the industry are abusing their positions in relation to young models. In Britain, the premier model agency has asked us to make it clear that they now have no association with Elite or the executives featured in this program. They say they do their best to warn young models of the pressures they'll face in the industry. Elite, meanwhile, says our allegations, if true, are shocking, inappropriate, and run completely against the principles and conduct guidelines acceptable to the agency. They've launched an immediate investigation into the questions raised in this program. Until it's concluded, Daniele Bianco, the chaperone, Xavier Moreau, president of Elite Model Look, Olivier Daube, the director of model recruitment in New York, and Gerald Marie, Elite's European president, have all been suspended. When even the best-known model agency in the world cannot guarantee the protection of its youngest models, then something is clearly wrong. Fashion has always set its own rules. It's been allowed to exist outside the normal parameters of society, but its attempts at regulation have failed.
It's heartbreaking. When I see these young girls going into modelling, honestly, it turns my stomach over. They are playing with young lives here.
The government has promised to examine our evidence and is reviewing the laws surrounding the treatment of young models abroad. Meanwhile, the industry still tells parents that it can protect their teenage daughters. Unfortunately, it's the industry they need protection from.
The business is without morals. Hopefully, people that are powerful in the industry will stand up and say, this has got to stop.